Welcome back to Movies Hub Recap. Today, we're diving into one of 2024's most provocative thrillers, movie named Baby Girl. Get ready as we unpack the steamy story of a powerful CEO whose forbidden affair with a young intern threatens to destroy everything she's built. Buckle up for twists, tension, and a tale of desire that will leave you questioning the boundaries of power and control. Let's get into it. The film opens with a scene that tells us everything we need to know. Every night, when Jacob reaches for her with gentle, considerate touches, she feels nothing. Absolutely nothing. She desperately craves something darker, something forbidden, to be dominated, controlled, commanded. But how can she tell her sweet, feminist husband that equality in the bedroom is killing her soul? After making love with her husband, Romy feels nothing. As Jacob sleeps, she slips away into the quiet of their home, opens her laptop, and only finds release by watching rough, anonymous pornography. This is Romy's secret, a desperate, hidden craving for a different kind of power dynamic, one where she isn't in control. She's a woman who grew up in communes and cults, who now craves order, is haunted by what she calls dark thoughts of being forced, humiliated, and controlled. Her carefully constructed world is shaken one morning on the way to work. A large, aggressive dog lunges at her, barking wildly. Suddenly, a young man appears. With a simple command and a cookie from his pocket, he tames the beast in an instant. The dog becomes docile, and Romy is captivated. The man's quiet authority stirs something deep within her, a feeling she's only ever explored in secret. This man, she'll soon learn, is Samuel, played by Dickinson, and he's about to walk right into her life. Later that day, Romy's company welcomes a new group of interns. And there he is, Samuel. He's introduced as the sharp, handsome young man who just tamed the dog, but a phone call pulls Romy away, and she misses the intense, meaningful gaze he gives her. During the orientation, the interns are told to select a mentor. Samuel's choice? Romy. The tension begins to build, slow and deliberate. At a company Christmas party, Romy can't take her eyes off him. She escapes to a balcony for air, but he follows, his presence electric. "I chose you as my mentor," he tells her, his voice low. Later, as her husband and daughters mingle inside, Samuel makes a subtle, yet audacious move. He loosens his tie, lets it drop to the floor, and walks away, leaving it there for her to find. And find it, she does. The next day, alone in the sterile quiet of her corner office, Romy picks up the discarded tie. It's a trophy, a secret token. She brings it to her nose, inhaling his scent, and for a moment, she's completely lost in the fantasy. Reason and desire are at war inside her, and desire is winning. Their first official mentor meeting is a masterclass in psychological chess. Samuel doesn't ask about career goals. He cuts right to the core of her. "I think you like to be told what to do," he says, his words hitting her like a physical blow. Her flushed cheeks and racing heart tell him he's right. She tries to flee, but he corners her in the small, confined space. The air crackles with unspoken energy. She leans in, ready to cross the line. But he pulls back. He's not just seeking a fling, he's seeking control, and he'll decide when and how it happens. Romy, terrified, begins to avoid him. She tries to bury the feeling, to find comfort in her normal life with Jacob, but it's no use. Samuel confronts her, asking why she's ignoring his emails for their weekly meetings. "Your behavior is totally out of line," she insists, but her protest is weak. He reminds her that he's just following the rules she, as CEO, put in place. The game escalates at a company dinner. A waiter delivers a glass of milk to their table, something no one ordered. Romy knows instantly it's from Samuel. It's a test of her obedience. Ignoring the confused looks from her colleagues, she picks up the glass and drinks it all. Across the room, Samuel's intense gaze never leaves her. As the night ends, he walks by and whispers, "Good girl." Her heart trembles. The hidden part of her is finally being seen. The affair is now inevitable. Romy finds a sticky note in her office. A hotel, a room number, a time. It's from Samuel. After a long hesitation, she goes. But when she arrives, the room is empty. He makes her wait, reinforcing his control. When he finally arrives, she tries to reassert her authority, telling him his behavior is unacceptable and that she's only there to end it. Samuel is unfazed. He calmly points out her contradictions. If she wanted it to stop, why did she drink the milk? Why did she come to the hotel? Romy threatens him, reminding him of her power. I can make one call and you lose everything, she says, her voice shaking. But the threat is hollow. He sees right through her. Then he gives his first real command. Kneel. She resists, her pride and her fear warring with a desperate, thrilling desire. She wants to leave, but she can't. In the end, desire wins. She sinks to her knees. To help her let go, he has her stand in the corner, a simple act of submission that breaks down her final walls. He then rewards her, feeding her a cookie just as he did the dog. It's humiliating, and yet it's exactly what she craves. She begins to cry, overwhelmed by guilt for betraying Jacob, and Samuel holds her, comforting her. In that moment, the dynamic is sealed. She has surrendered. Their affair becomes a whirlwind of secret encounters in hidden corners of the office. Samuel provides the thrill and domination she's only dreamed of, and Romy no longer has to hide that part of herself. But secrets have a way of coming out. The first shock comes when Romy walks in her own home to find Samuel chatting casually with her husband, Jacob. Her blood runs cold. Samuel, ever composed, explains he was just dropping off her work computer at the secretary's request. Romy quickly ushers him out, but her panic is palpable. My family is everything to me, she hisses at him outside. Don't you ever show up at my house again. Her reaction infuriates Samuel. He sees their relationship as a consensual game, not a threat to her family. I don't want a girlfriend. If that's what you're afraid of, he retorts, because you look like a mother, and I'm not interested in that. The words are cruel, and they create a rift. Samuel pulls away, and Romy, now accustomed to his control, feels lost and desperate. After that explosive fight, Samuel completely changed. No more lingering looks. No more secret messages. The man who once pursued Romy with burning intensity now treated her like a stranger. And this cold distance was torture for Romy. She had grown addicted to his control, craving it like oxygen. Without Samuel's attention, she felt like she was suffocating in her perfect CEO life. Unable to bear another moment, Romy took a dangerous step. She texted Samuel to meet her on the company rooftop, their secret place. I don't feel comfortable working for you anymore, Samuel said coldly. I'm requesting a transfer to a different department. No, Romy's heart raced. A sudden transfer would raise red flags. Questions would be asked. Their forbidden affair would be exposed to everyone. The board, her employees, her family. Please, Samuel, don't do this, she begged, but his mind was made up. He turned his back on her and walked away, leaving Romy standing alone on that windy rooftop, her world crumbling. That night, Romy couldn't sleep. Her silk sheets felt like chains. The anxiety crawled under her skin like poison. When her husband Jacob reached for her, hoping for intimacy, she pushed him away with cruel words that cut deep. I've never been happy with you, Jacob. Never. The words hung in the air like a confession. Jacob's face crumpled with hurt and confusion. But Romy couldn't take the back. The truth had finally escaped. Unable to bear the torment any longer, Romy did something reckless. She drove through the dark city streets to the bar where Samuel worked his part-time job. The loud music and flashing lights couldn't hide her desperation as she searched for him. But Samuel wouldn't even look at her. He called over a colleague to escort her out. Ma'am, you need to leave. The humiliation burned, but Romy had no choice. She left, her high heels clicking against the pavement in defeat. Back home, Jacob was waiting. His eyes were full of concern, not anger. What you said last night. He started gently. The guilt crashed over Romy like a tidal wave. I was just angry. I didn't mean it, She lied, but the damage was done. The next morning at the office, Romy called Samuel in. 7 minutes, he said coldly. That's all you get. If our affair is exposed, I lose everything. My company, my family, my reputation. Romy pleaded. But Samuel, this young intern, seemed utterly unafraid. If we continue, he said slowly, we need rules. Rules you must follow. What kind of rules? Romy asked, her voice barely a whisper. It's about power, Samuel explained. Giving it and taking it. You give me complete control, or I walk away forever. Romy wanted to refuse. Every fiber of her CEO instinct screamed no. But as Samuel turned to leave, panic seized her. Wait, she called out. I agree. And with those 2 words, everything changed. Samuel began testing her obedience immediately. Any hesitation, any resistance, and he would threaten to transfer departments. Romy, the powerful CEO who commanded boardrooms, became completely submissive to this young man's demands. In a hotel room, Samuel's control reached new heights. What's our safe word? He asked. Shouldn't we have one? Romy questioned nervously. Jacob, Samuel replied with a smirk. Your husband's name. He ordered her to remove her designer dress, to lie on the floor, to perform humiliating acts that stripped away her dignity piece by piece. The high-powered CEO who put her career and family on the line was now completely under his spell. That evening was Romy's daughter Isabel's birthday party. The house filled with laughter and celebration. But then, the doorbell rang. Secretary Cindy walked in, and behind her, Samuel. Romy's blood turned to ice. Her 2 worlds were colliding. She forced herself to smile, to play the perfect hostess, but her hands trembled as she poured wine. Unable to resist, she texted Samuel. Kitchen. Now, are you dating her? Romy hissed, her jealousy burning. Samuel's response was cold. Isn't that man in there your husband? I don't want you seeing other women. The possessiveness in her voice shocked even her. Just then, Cindy appeared in the doorway. Romy's heart stopped, but Cindy seemed oblivious, casually leading Samuel back to the party. Or was she? The next day, Romy called Cindy into her office. What do you think of Samuel? She asked, trying to sound casual. Cindy's confused expression brought some relief, but then Samuel called. Tonight, the bar. Be there. Romy lied to Jacob about working late. The guilt flashed across her face, but desire won. At the club, surrounded by pulsing lights and thundering music, Romy transformed. Gone was the polished CEO. She danced wildly with Samuel, their bodies pressed together, lost in the dangerous thrill. But the next morning brought a shocking confrontation. Cindy marched into Romy's office, her face serious. I know about you and Samuel, she said firmly, and I only want what I deserve. Cindy had seen everything, but instead of blackmail, she offered something unexpected, a warning. You're a role model for women in this company. You fought to get here. Don't throw it all away for this. Turn back now, Romy. Be the leader we need. Create opportunities for other women. Don't let desire destroy everything you've built. Cindy's words hit like bullets. Each one true. Each one painful. After she left, Romy sat alone in her corner office, seeing herself clearly for the first time. She had forgotten who she was: a wife, a mother, a leader. The founder and CEO of a company that develops robotics had become a slave to cheap thrills. When Jacob came home, Romy made a decision. With tears streaming down her face, she confessed everything. The affair, the twisted desires, the humiliation she craved. It meant nothing. It was just, I needed to feel controlled. I needed, she sobbed. Jacob's face darkened with disgust and betrayal. You risked our children for this? Get out. Get out of this house now. Watching her husband storm away, Romy collapsed. The tears came in waves. She lay in bed, drowning in regret. Then she heard splashing. Samuel was in her pool, in her own backyard. She ran outside. You have to leave. Now. But Samuel pulled her into the water, clothes and all. I'm ending this. Romy gasped. It's over. Just then, Jacob returned. He saw them together and exploded with rage. The two men fought viciously, fists flying, bodies crashing. Jacob, older and desperate, was losing badly. "She abuses you," Jacob shouted at Samuel. This sick game of submission and humiliation, it's all neurotic. But Samuel disagreed. Then suddenly, Jacob's panic attack struck. His breathing became ragged, his face contorted in pain. Even Samuel, one of the culprits, rushed to help him, whispering apologies before fleeing into the night. Later, Romy's eldest daughter found her mother crying. "Dad needs you," she said simply. "He's at the theater. He won't eat. He won't leave. He's just waiting." Those words shattered Romy's last defenses. Sobbing uncontrollably, she realized the depth of damage she had caused. Gathering her courage, Romy went to the theater alone. There sat Jacob, reading his Bible, looking lost and broken. Days passed. Weeks. Slowly, life resumed its rhythm. Romy, as a high-powered CEO who puts her career and family on the line when she begins an affair with a much younger intern. But now, she reclaimed her identity as a confident businesswoman. Samuel departed for a job in distant Japan, keeping only a black dog for company. And Jacob? He chose to forgive. More than that, he chose to understand. Together, they began exploring the desires Romy had hidden for so long, but this time, together, with trust, with love, with respect.
And that's a wrap on the intense and complicated story of Baby Girl. What did you think of this movie? Now let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Movies Hub Recap, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next recap.